Ahoy hoy, if you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you just came across this video, then you would be better off checking out my clip of when the Bonnie broke down, and then the first part of this when I started looking into what might actually be the cause of it. So the new coil that I've ordered has just arrived, so we're just going to jump straight into it.
So this is the new coil, purchased from triumphparts.co.uk at a cost of £35.90. If you follow the HT lead, it runs around up under the front of the tank and up into this little black box here that you can see, and you can just see the other HT lead is there as well. So you've got both HT leads going into it, and then there's a couple of spade connectors on the other side that run back through under the tank back to the igniter at the back. So that there is your single ignition coil, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I've ordered to replace. The coil is held in place by two bolts, as can be seen under the front right hand side of the fuel tank. To gain enough access to remove them, the tank needs to be shifted. You just have to remove the two holding down bolts at the back end of the tank and then slide it back. Keep an eye on the fuel line from the petcock. I have plenty of length to let me slide the tank back far enough. Make note of which connector goes where on the coil before you disconnect anything. So it's a couple of T25 Torx bolts on mines that are holding the coil to the frame. So quite a quick and easy removal. So this is the original coil stamped as a gill part, and this is the replacement. So almost identical other than the maker's marks. The new one goes in as easy as the old one came out. Make sure to connect the spades up the right way. As I'm changing the coil, I've also decided to do the plugs. Not the greatest access to the plugs. I've got a variety of plug pullers and a cheap set of plug sockets, and none of them fit. So the gap between the plug and the head is quite small, so you're going to need some thin walled sockets, which I don't have. So I've taken a grinder to the correct size socket just to get it to fit in the hole. As you can see here, that it's quite a tight fit. So with a little bit of patience and perseverance, I've got them turning and they're coming out. Side by side, the old and the new have the same part numbers, so at least I know that I've got the right parts. The old don't look too bad, and as I'm not one to go half measures, with a new coil and new plugs, I've decided to fit new HT leads as well. The old ones are currently fine, I've measured them and there's no issue with them, though they're maybe a little bit rigid, and I'm going to keep them as emergency spares. The new ones are quite flexible and fit in easy peasy. Right, moment of truth. Let's see if the engine starts.
Very nice!
So unfortunately that was a short-lived success, and the replacement of the coil, HT leads and the spark plugs hasn't solved the problem. After about 10 minutes running at idle, when the bike had got hot again, we ran into the same problem and it cut out and we were back to square one. So now looking at the ignition pickup sensor, which is mounted inside here, because that's what controls the firing of the coil. Failing that, it would be the igniter that's under the seat, which is the expensive part, and I'd like to think is the least likely to fail. Having looked into it a bit online, it sounds like the 06 and 07 Bonnies were renowned for having a problem with the pickup sensor that's inside the alternator casing there. So we'll continue this in another clip and we'll see if we manage to actually get it fixed. If you like what you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button, trying to get the numbers up, hit like on the videos, and I will see you all on the next one. Cheers.